All right, here we are back out at the estate with Waldo and Woobs making some special ammunition rounds. A little bit of rock salt, a little bit of lead, and we've chosen for ballistic efficiency to go with the 125 grain Hornady XTP in 357 and two 22 caliber Hild bullets. We're gonna put these in. These are gonna be a double sabot round, and in a special way. This is going to be a sabot round on its own, and then we're going to do just a rock salt round. Now we've been doing extensive testing and studying, and we've found one of the best ways to create a sabot jacket. There's a little bit of blue painter's masking tape right here, and then a little bit of rock salt for the sabot, and it produces amazing results. You got to have the right tool for the right job. So when you need to clean yourself out right before a colonoscopy, you use this right here. Okay, that comes with the kit. And so we found you got to have the right tool for the right job. Make sure things come out right and good to fire for effect. How are we going to do this, Waldo?
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with the base layer of the rock salts. Any moisture impregnation into this round could damage the efficacy of that free trade Himalayan rock salt. Of course, we would never use anything made in the USA because
boyfriends don't deserve that kind of quality.
Yep, they don't. They just don't. Now, okay, there you go. We've got your standard boyfriend round, just about 700,000 grains of rock salt. Then we have the boyfriend especial with the 357 sabot round in the middle, just in case. And then of course it's the fiancé round with the 422 caliber rounds, one with the gangrenous coating.
Guaranteed gangrene in 3 to 5 days. But there's one problem. They're not tactical enough.
Oh no? What should we do to make them tactical enough?
Well, everyone knows the color of tactical.
Oh, you know what? I see the problem with my tape here, and I didn't use the tactical black.
It's critical to use the blue ballistic masking tape on it first for proper release and function in your gun. The last and final step is adding the tactical black adhesion device to it.
Well, and you can tell this is the high quality tactical black by the sound it makes as it snaps. It's got the preformed perforations. You can't just get this anywhere. Definitely, you got to go to the place they call Ace. All right. Here we go. Tactilified. So on the press, you'll see that we have some key features. The square cut spring here, of course, provides sufficient upward pressure to keep the handle in an upright attitude. Down here we have this coil spring. This was obviously an import of low quality. It barely handled 2 of the shots. You can see the shell holder here. It's a little worse for wear, but it's still working okay. We can make this work. So let's install our shell here into this fine piece of equipment. We're going to rotate it around to the crimp. Okay, now we're going to utilize it, and you can see it fully presses that shotgun shell, sealing it completely, not damaging our tactile tape or our blue hermetically sealed. Of course, this would work a lot better if this empty round here would come out, but again, that cheap import spring here, it just won't let go. Just holding on for all it's got. So we're going to rotate this back around, and again you can see the full stroke. It's extremely effective. 1, 2, 3 crimps. That's all you're going to need on these. Of course, because of the high performance loading procedure that we used on them in the beginning, you don't need a lot. And let's see if we can get our last one in here. Of course, you don't want it to stand straight up and down. That can cause a ineffective crimp. You got to get it out to the side just a little bit. And again, we got 1, 2. Oh wow, that one's going to crimp so good. 3. We got the full sideways crimp on this one We're gonna have to make a special mark on that one there. If you do this yourself, you're probably an idiot.
This is our boyfriend backstop. We have gone to no expense to make sure we have an appropriate stand. Now, this also is a test of some more redneck material testing we've got going on, okay? And you should already know, just common sense tells you, you don't shoot gas tanks. Someone else, I guess, apparently didn't get the memo. So here we have the Rhino Fiber temporary floor protection. These are special step protectors, and we want to see if they really work. I've tested other their material out, and I've been highly disappointed with the ballistic properties, but I have a feeling this has got 2 layers of on the outside and then the corrugations on the interior, and so I'm highly anticipatory that this is going to be very effective. And then we've got this extra ballistic protection here, double-sided sticky tape. That should also aid. We are going to test out the boyfriend rounds on this target to see what kind of patterning we get and ensure that the high velocity projectiles do their thing. We've got Fergus is going to ensure our safety.
Every boyfriend we've trained with these rounds has never come back. That prove the efficacy of our training. We have our stand-in for the boyfriend. These are stunt double, sized about 10 times too large, but in case our aim's bad, we want to make sure that these rounds will be effective. In our previous testing of other boyfriend rounds, we found that just the threat or the sound of the cycling of the boyfriend repellent administration device is enough to get them to leave. If more boyfriends see some of this footage on YouTube, we hope that for you, you will find the same is effective, even if you do not have these very high-tech and expensive Himalayan rock salt rounds. We have the boyfriend, we have the boyfriend 2, and we have the fiancé.
Now, since our test subject is way too large, we had to put a projectile in there for the appropriate scale.
As you can see, we have the boyfriend round appropriately installed into this boyfriend dispatching device. And because these are so powerful and because they are made with all of the finest foreign materials, you will see that there may be some cycling issues. As with most tactical devices, now that we're in the field and it's time for action, it's completely useless, and so we're going to remove it very carefully because we don't want to spill not even one precious grain of our imported Himalayan rock salt. Free trade, of course. Today we're using one of the most supreme boyfriend repellent applicators you can get. This is a Winchester SXP in 12 gauge boyfriend Magnum. And we're going to load our boyfriend round in here. And as you'll see, because of the precision and the high quality foreign materials we've used, they cycle perfectly. At this point in time, I recommend that you put your athletic protector on, some earplugs, possibly some eye protection, because it's going to get real. The target's scared. For ballistic and patterning testing, this will be boyfriend round number 1. As you can see here on our boyfriend stunt double, we have a good spread and patterning. This range, by the way, that we were using was appropriate for the average length of a driveway. So you can see that it will have a full effect. You can see by the prosthetic that there has been some rock salt embedment in the appropriate areas, as well as some scattering in the surrounding areas, all tender flesh. It should be very effective. These 2 holes here and here were made by the wad. It's a 2-part wad. This is boyfriend round number 1. Highly effective. Reloadable, reusable, recyclable. It's gluten-free, tax-free. It's good.
Nothing but the finest.
Nothing but the finest. Boyfriend number 2. We will remove this Tacticool. Of course, it's always got to be black, otherwise it's not as effective. Tacticool tape. Now we have to be very careful because, as you saw in our loading video, this round contains a very effective 357 projectile, and we all know how explosive those are. So you'll notice that I take additional precautions when I load this round into the firearm this time. We're going to very carefully insert this into the bore, slide it into place, and drive the boyfriend repellent device actuator into position. Taking careful aim, we will now fire from a driveway's length away. Obviously, by the report of that one, you could tell that 357 round exploded on impact. As you can see by our stunt double here, some of the rock salt struck the case of our stand-in, and there was some damage incurred. You can see there's a great concentration of our free trade Himalayan rock salt. Our stunt double here, we grazed the demonstrator here with that 357 round, and it keyholed right through the back stock of this rhino protectant, which obviously doesn't protect anything. Do not use this if you're a boyfriend. It will not save you from an angry father. The 357 round penetrated, and then I'm sure it exploded as it should with that high explosive that all 357s contain. Last but especially not least, we have the finest of all the rounds loaded today, our fiancé especial. This round obviously, as you recall, contained 4 of the 22 caliber projectiles, one with the special coating nearly guaranteed to cause a gangrenous infection. We will have to test the ballistics, see if those rounds will land in the appropriate place so that the infection will be most advantageous to us, least advantageous to him. As you've seen by the boyfriend repellent testing, it can be effective, but it's not foolproof. And if your previous attempts to get rid of the boyfriend in any way you saw fit did not work, and you're drawn to the last line of defense, we have here the fiancé especial. Let's see how well this will chamber into our repellent device. All right, fiancé repellent chambers with just a little bit of pressure into the boyfriend repellent applicator. It's going to work nearly the same, although remembering that this has multiple projectiles, some have been coated with the gangrenous inflictor. Again, we're firing from a driveway's length away. The highly effective fiancé repellent, as you can see, worked most excellent. You can tell by the impressions the projectiles made in our boyfriend slash fiancé stand-in that they struck at quite the appropriate location. You can see the disbursement of rock salt is also excellent. You will only get this kind of rock salt dispersion if you use free trade Himalayan rock salt. The regular stuff you get at Walmart or any of the usual getting spots, it's not going to have it. Doesn't work as well. You can also see it's penetrating through that very tough rhino skin floor liner like nothing.
Yeah, that's just crap.
What we're going to do is we're going to put this up into the chamber, get it started, ready to go, and
Smooth like butter.
smooth like sandpaper, baby. This has multiple projectiles.
All right, here we are with Sheepdog. He's just ensuring that our target is set up appropriately.
Some of the rock salt hit and struck the shaft. I mean the